Welcome back to 2017, boys! Let's go! Sorry for that obnoxious intro. First off, I just want to say, these are my opinions, and some of these opinions have to do with how I view the topic, or how it affected the internet at the time. Now, it's gonna kind of vary throughout, it just depends how much I hate it, okay? So if you have a different opinion on it, and want to rank it higher, that is completely okay. Oh, and some of the things on here, I didn't really pay attention to too much, so if I underrank something, let me know. Just because, honestly, I don't listen to K-pop at all, so I'm just gonna put BTS somewhere in there, just so that I don't piss too many people off. But other than that, let's get into this. Now, some of these things on the list, yes, they started in 2016. For example, like the dab, or bottle flipping. But in 2017, those things really took off, and that's why they're on this list. Now, these are just a few of the things that I thought of off the top of my head, so if I missed anything, let me know. Other than that, let's jump right into it. I just have a fidget spinner in my hand. Hey, I'm getting in the mood. So the very first thing I'm gonna rate is Danielle Bergoli, or Kiss Me Outside, how about that? Now, I'm gonna rate this a D for Danielle, just because the thing is, it's like, it would have been like a C, it was funny, but the thing is, now she's still on the internet and is being a really big cancer. So, yeah, that's why it's a no-no for me. So my final verdict on that one is a D. Now the second thing is going to be the Starbucks Frappuccino. Now, at the time, I wasn't too big on this. I only found out about it the very last day. And I'm not really a big coffee drinker or Frappuccino person, so I didn't drink it. But it was a really big thing for a little bit. It was a huge marketing campaign, and a lot of my friends, they actually work at Starbucks, so they knew all about it. And that's why I'm gonna rate this, you know, I would have rated this higher, but I'm gonna rate this a D as well. Just because the thing is, it just didn't last long at all. Like, it lasted 5 days and then it went bye-bye. So, I'm gonna have to rate this one a D. Now, this next one is everyone's least favorite person, and that's why I'm rating him an F. And this has to do with net neutrality. It is the one and only Ajit Pai. Fuck this man. I hate him with a burning passion. I don't like him. No one likes him. No one liked him. He's a terrible person and he should be off the fucking committee. Okay? Cool. Fuck you, Ajit Pai. Go to the bottom of the tier list, bitch. Now, from one controversial thing to the next. Let's go to the Pepsi ad. Remember that one, the tone-deaf one that everyone hated? Yeah, I hated that one too. So, we're gonna rate that one a frickin' C. Because the thing is that even though it was so widely hated, it brought so many people together. It was just like the net neutrality thing. It's just, I hated Ajit Pai a lot. So that's why I put him as an F. But for this, there isn't a particular person I hate for this. It's just the collective hate from everybody, everywhere. And it's great, because it brought so many people together for such a long time. So I'm gonna put that as a C, because it gave us a lot of cool memes. Hell yeah. Now the next thing is still kind of a meme, because people are still asking for it. Despacito. Yeah, Despacito. You know, I wasn't a big fan of the song, I still am not to this day. But the thing is, it had such an impact, and such an impact to these days, I'm gonna give it a B. I'm gonna give it a B, and we'll leave it at that, because, you know, it had such a widespread impact. Even though I didn't like it, solid meme. It is time for our first S-Class meme. Big Shaq! Datingo skra! Ba ba ga ga ga! Skibbity ba ba! And a boom boom brr boom! Skia! It's self-explanatory why this is an S-tier meme. This meme is amazing. S-tier, no one can take that away. Big Shaq is bae. Big Shaq more like Bay Shack. Bake Shack. Sounds like Bake Shack. Now, the next thing is pretty stupid in my opinion. It's the Floor is Lava challenge. You know that game that you played when you were younger, jumping from chair to chair? Well, that became a freaking meme. And, you know, I'm not a big fan of it. I wasn't a big fan of it at the time, I'm still not. It's not creative and it's stupid because I played it as a little kid, so I came up with it before them, and therefore it's mine. So I'm gonna give this a D. Next. Now, the next one is the solar eclipse. And oh my god, this led to a lot of memes. Mostly, the one that I remember is the Donald looking at it without any protection. We're stuck with him for another couple years. Ha, we're fine. And I think with that, with the memes that it did and the big news cycle, I'm gonna give it a C. I'm gonna give it a C. Now the next thing is something that a lot of places I think would pass on, but I'm not. And this is gonna be about content cops. See, iDubbbz released 2 content cops in 2017, and these 2 content cops were some of the most talked about things. Especially the Jake Paul one, because it's about Jake Paul. This is going to be my second S-class meme. S-class trend, whatever. To call you surface level would be an insult to the ground floor! Now, the next trend is going to be a dance, and you may know it from Fortnite, because it is still a huge thing. It's the mask-off dance. Now, I think it's silly looking, and it's really fun to do. But I'm gonna have to give it a C, because it wasn't huge back then. It really caught on, excuse me, it really caught on in 2018 when it got into Fortnite, and then lots of memes started piling up about it. So that is why this meme only gets a C, and it's not higher. Now, the next one is slime. Now, there was a huge trend on YouTube with, like, slime and, like, whole baths of slime and stuff. I didn't watch all this. It was just kind of overrated for me. It was huge, but now it's just kind of, I don't know, kind of dumb. So I'm gonna give this, you know, I'm just gonna give this a D. And I know this is gonna anger some people. It was a big part of it, but you know, it just wasn't for me. Now the next thing on here was the 100 shirts challenge, or whatever it was. Now, I remember this one so vividly because H3H3 did it, and it was really funny. And he couldn't get the shirts off, so they had to, like, cut it off. I thought that was really funny, and I really liked this because it led to a lot of funny memes. Also, look at this dude. He's stupid looking. So, in short, I'm going to give this meme a B. The next one is the Spicy Noodle Challenge. Spicy. I didn't watch any of these videos. I just found this online when I looked up 2017 trends or whatever it was. And apparently it was like a really big thing. And so I was just like, you know, alright, that's cool. So I'm going to plop that down there in a C because the ones that I watched right now are really funny because people cannot handle spicy things. It is great. Now, the next thing is the fidget spinner. These things were huge for years, and 2017 was probably their peak. And oh boy, there were so many fidget spinner things. It's insane. So, for this, and for all the impact, I'm gonna give these a B. And with that, I'm also gonna give the water bottle flip a B. Just because honestly, these two just seem like they're intertwined. They came up at around the same time, they got big at around the same time, they're just huge. So I'm going to give them both Bs, we'll move on to the next one. Now, this one is going to be very controversial, but I'm going to give the dab an A. I know, it's hard to hear, and I hate the dab, but the thing is, it has withstood the test of time so well. While all of these other memes died out, the dab is still running, and it's still here. Granted, it's not as prevalent as it was, but it's still there, and it's still thriving. That's why I'm giving this an A. Even though it's cringy, and even though I don't do it, it's earned my respect, and I give this an A. Now, another thing that came out in 2017 was the movie It. Now, this was a fairly good movie, and this led to a lot of memes. And though it didn't last too long, I still think that it was very, very, very impactful, and therefore, I'm going to give this a C. Because it gave us memes, and it was a little trend for a time, but Then it just went bye-bye. Here we are. In short, C. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna move the spicy noodle to a D, just because, you know, I didn't even hear about it. It wasn't even that big. Like, it was in its own corner of the internet, just kind of away from me. So I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna move it down to a D. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for people who have looked at it, but I'm sorry, man. Now the next one is Salt Bae. You know, the little makes me. This is like a sock puppet. And since this guy went viral in 2017, he has been everywhere. And honestly, I really like the meme because you can use it a lot. So I think I'm gonna give it a B, because you can use this meme in so many different places. And that is always good. Solid. Now the box challenge, the invisible box challenge, you know, it was cool, I guess. It wasn't amazing. I guess she went on Good Morning America or whatever and did it. I don't know, it's just a fucking invisible box. I mean, it was cool for a little bit. I'll give it a C, because it was a big thing for a little bit, and then went bye-bye. Now, the next thing, this was kind of a dumb one. It's just the distracted boyfriend. They just took a stock image, and then they just memed the shit out of it. Pretty much it's just a dude looking at some other girl's ass. It's hashtag relatable, so it's funny. It's not great. It was cool, I guess. I'm gonna give it a D. Same thing with It. Stranger Things came out, and I was just like, cool, I guess. Nice. It's there. There's Finn Wolfhard. I'll give it a C. It was cool. Okay, now this next one I don't know anything about. I don't watch BTS. I don't fucking know about BTS. But they're big. They probably had a big ass impact. So I'm just gonna give it a C and call it done with. Man, I don't fucking get K-pop, bro. Now this next one is Bitcoin. Now this is just a little bit before like the very big peak of Bitcoin, before the you know, the one and only BitConnect! The BitConnect guy, he would have pushed this meme to the very pinnacle, the top, but I can't give it an A or an S rating because this was a little bit before that happened. So I'm gonna have to give this a B. I would give it an A, but this was before the whole meme storm. It was the very beginning, but it was not the heart. And so that's why, since if it were 2018, then this would be an A, but I'm gonna have to give it a B. Now this next one was the biggest thing in people's recommended during most of 2017. This was the 1,000 degree knife challenge. Now with the amount of views and the amount of success that this brought in, this became such a huge trend on the platform. And with all the impact that it had, I'm gonna give this an A, because the thing is, it had such a widespread impact on almost everyone on the platform. And so this kind of shaped the beginning of YouTube during this era. And so that is why I'm giving this an A. Now our next S trend is England is My City. Now it is not the whole diss track, and it is a very stupid one at that, but that is by far one of my favorite memes. See, and though the rest of the music video, it wasn't like super meme worthy, and I didn't like it too much, but that part, gold. I love that one, S tier. And speaking of rap videos, we're gonna move into the diss tracks. Now, diss tracks just became absolutely huge in 2017. And since it created so many memes and so many S-class things, I'm gonna put it in the A category. The reason why it is not an S is because it also gave us just awful things. With that, I'm gonna have to, I had to demote it to an A. The Floss, Backpack Kid. This has actually gotten really big in 2018 and part of 2019, and it makes me want to die a little bit. But, oh boy. 2017 was where it all started, and I am not a fan of this meme. It's stupid. I hate it. I hate it so much. I'm gonna give it an F. I don't like that, no. And this very last one is the Paul brothers. Now, they really did bring the whole community together just to hate one common thing, and that was amazing. But, since I don't like them at all, F. I think that'll be it for me. Here's my final list. I hope that you somewhat agree with it. If not, leave it in the comments. Tell me if there's anything that you don't like, if I forgot, if there's like some other topic that you want, even other years. You can definitely go into the description and make your own, and send that to me. That'll be cool. With all that said though, check out my other stuff. The stuff that I uploaded yesterday and the day before, those two were really well made, so be sure to check those out. Other than that, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. But,